Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and this is the second of my videos in this build. Just a quick My Notes app using Express Mongo and Express React Views. In this next step, what I want to do is make it where you can, let's actually do delete first, because that'll be easier. So let's make a delete route. So what I need to do is go to my controllers and create another route. Okay, so let's do that. That should be it. That's going to be the delete route. Okay, router.delete slash comma auth. Again, I like my async functions, rec res. Okay, and then this one's pretty straightforward. We just delete, so we wait. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, this needs an ID in the param. So this will be the ID. So await note dot find by ID and delete. Delete or remove, they both do the same thing. And then what I want to do is pass in the ID, which is rec.params.id, because it's coming in from the URL param. And then we redirect them back to the main page. Redirect slash notes. Okay, so now we just need to create a delete button for each thing. So that should be in our index route where it shows each note. Map each note. Cool. So then each note below it will be a button, and the button will say delete, and each button will have a, let me think about this. I have to probably use a form so that we can make it a delete request. Okay, so form. And then in that form, it's just an input button. Input type equals submit. Okay, and the value of that button is going to be delete. Okay. And then the form will take an action, which again has to be a URL. So we'll do some curly brackets. I'm going to use backticks so I can use interpolation. So it's slash notes slash the ID. So that should be here as note dot underscore ID. That'll be the note's ID. But then we need a query to do the method override. So underscore method equals delete. But then we have to put the default method, which is going to be method post, because we don't want it showing up in the browser if it defaults to a get or something. So in that case, it's still complaining. So let's see what it's complaining about. Form h2. Oh, it's complaining that there's no parent element, so I need to put like a div. You'll just wrap this in a div. Control X, because again, each JSX expression has to have one parent element. So there's that. Cool. So now let's test it out. So let's start the server. npm run dev. That runs the development server. Let's go back over here. Refresh. Okay, so I'm still logged in. Cool. Okay, let's hit delete on So Cool. And it worked. Okay, so it's deleted. Okay. That is nice. It works. So that's it. That's all it takes to delete. Next thing we need to do is add an edit page. Okay, so we'll add the button for it since I'm already here. So it's just another copy of this form. The only difference is that instead of note ID, it'll be like note slash edit slash the ID. Okay, and in this case, this is just a get request, so we can just make it a get request because it's just a getting to the page. Okay, and then this is going to say edit. Now that's fine with me. Now we just need to make this route. Okay, let's go to our controllers. So there's our edit and update route. So plus and edit route. That's going to be another get because we're taking them to a page. So we'll just make that slash edit slash ID. And then we need the auth middleware. And then an async function rec res. Okay, and basically what we need to do is first, yeah, we're just basically passing in the rec body, but again, the rec body does not automatically have the username in it. So I have to do rec.body.username equals rec.session.username because we have the username in session. So that preps the rec body so that we can pass that in. And then we do await note dot find by ID and update. We're gonna pass in the ID, which should be rec.params.id, and then we pass in the rec body as the update. Cool. And then we send them back to the main page. Res.read. Oh wait, no, this is the edit. My bad. Let me just copy this because technically what I'm actually making is the update route. Update. So this is really the update route. So that should be a put request. And then that's what's going to do this logic. So res.redirect back to /notes. Okay, well, this should just be rendering that page. So what we need to do is find the, first we need to find the post. So const post, or we'll say note, equals await note dot find by ID. We pass the ID, so that'd be rec.params.id. That should pass that, and that ends up being in note. And then I am going to res.render. The template will end up being in like notes / edit.jsx, and we're going to send the note down to the template. And I should be wrapping these all in try catch blocks. So here's what I'm going to do. I make these try catch blocks so that way catch any errors, which I already see one. Rec body, so try catch error console.log error. So let me just copy this to each one, and then I'll move the code around. Control C. Well, let's see here. Control C. Copy it into each route. And I can just cut what each one does into the try block. Let me save this, that way it all formats good. So that all looks better. Problem is, right now, that edit page doesn't exist. That should just be a copy of the sign up, I mean, not the sign up page, of the create page. So let me go to notes, do I need? I don't need sign up here. Edit name. What did I call this? Sign up. It should have been called new. What did I think I see what I did. Let me go to over here, notes. Yeah, let's change this. This should be new.jsx. I'd rather keep these naming conventions consistent. So let me go to sign up here. Let me rename this new.jsx. There we go. And then I want to copy that because basically we're going to make the edit page the same. The only difference is that with edit, we're pre-populating the form. Okay, so now we're not getting notes out of it. Not that we were getting notes before, so I should probably take that out. Out of new. Okay, well we are getting back note from prop. Okay, we're getting back note from this dot props. So we're gonna destructure that. So we don't need this map because yeah, I need to go fix this up a little bit. Wait, did I copy the wrong one? I think I copied index. Text, write your note here, input. Oh, no, I see. Oh, was I accidentally making changes to... This should be notes. Okay, I see. I was just editing the wrong file, that's why. Okay, save, go back to edit. New, edit. Here, this is what should become note. So take note from this props for edit.jsx. So we're going to have the note, and when you submit the form action, we're going to want this to be backticks / notes / edit / the note dot underscore ID, and in here we want the method override, so underscore method, and we want to override it to a put request, and that's fine. That can be a post. So this is going to be edit note. Okay, so now we just need to put the values, the existing values, which is really just one thing here. So we just put value equals note dot note. That's the value of the note, and that's it. So except this should be edit note. There we go. So that should do it. Let's take a look. So let's refresh the page. So now each one has a, now if I want to edit, see, hey, I am writing a note. Look, this note has changed. Look, this note has changed. Great. Can I delete it? Oh, it's gone. Let's make a new note. Huzzah! It works. Okay, cool. So yeah, we have full CRUD here. And again, if I log out and log in under a different account, so I go back to Steve and Steve, Steve's notes are completely separate. Okay, and then again I can edit Steve's. I've been edited. Because again, you're just making sure that you put all the relative stuff. That's the beauty of programming. You're always kind of entering the relative thing. So when I click on the edit button, that link has, it points to a URL with that individual node's ID. When I submit the form, it has that individual node's ID, so it knows to make those changes. Okay, I'm not typing out those IDs every time. I just use programmatic logic to do so. Okay, so let me think here. Any other really low-hanging fruit of what should be done here? Now it's just a matter of making it, you know, prettier, I guess. And then deploying it. So let's deploy that. So what I'm going to do is kill the server. Okay, I'm going to remove the existing git remote. So Actually, I'm just going to start a whole new Git repository. I have a command that I created custom on my Linux, kill Git. That'll kill the Git repository in the folder. Just little things that make my life a little easier. Start a new Git repository, git init, git add dot, git commit dash m, first commit. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the Heroku CLI method of deploying this. Okay, the way you do this is I'm going to type in, I should already be logged in on Heroku. So all I have to do is type in Heroku create on this. So instead of me pushing it to GitHub, I type in Heroku create, and see Heroku automatically creates a project for me with a name and URL. And notice if I type in git remote, see, Heroku added this remote automatically to my GitHub, or to my Git on this project. So now I can actually push stuff to Heroku. So I can do git push Heroku master. Okay, that's going to push all the code up. It's going to fail to build. Why? Because I didn't push up all the right config vars yet. So I'll have to do that. Okay, so good. Okay, so the website is deployed. So first things first, I need to get some of these config vars in there. Okay. So we'll get the secret and the DB name out of the way first. So, okay, let's just see what the project name is. Stark Cliffs. Stark Cliffs. So let's go to Heroku.com. Find Stark Cliffs. Stark Cliffs. Here it is, Stark Cliffs. Okay. Now I'm going to go to settings. Set the config variables. Okay. And for DB name, so what I called it? Yeah, DB name. I'm going to just put never note for now. Add, then we're going to add secret. Okay, and the secret's just going to be cheese, and then the last variable is here we go, MongoDB URI. So I need to go get that. MongoDB URI. For that, you should get an account at mongodb.com. Okay, so I'm going to go sign into mine. Then okay. That logs me in. Okie dokie. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to create a temporary user. Network access. You have to go to database access. Okay. So I already have a temporary user. That's right there. So I'm actually just going to use that user. So go back to my clusters. I'm going to go with the connect. Connect your application. I'm collecting a Node.js application. And I just copy the URL to the URL bar. I actually don't need this part. Well, you'll see what I'm going to do. I want this part. I have to put in my username here. So that's test for my temporary user. Test. Okay, that stays the same. This is going to be Nevernote. This is going to be the database name. So I'm going to cut this part, actually, and I'm going to post that under DB name. So I'll put that there, Nevernote, so that way it has this little query. These just set some certain settings on the database, just to make sure that it works fine. I'm pretty sure you could actually do without that, and it should still work, but you know, Mongo says I should have those queries there, so I'm gonna let them be there. And then I'm gonna go copy over the first part, right over here. So boop, put that out, put that here. There we go. I notice I don't put the port variable. Port will be set by Heroku automatically. So So that we don't need to change. That we don't need to touch. So in that case, I should be good to go. So if I hit open app, okay, yeah, there I am. Okay, right now this is off a different database now. So if I try to sign up as Bob, it's not going to work. If I try to log in as Bob, I'm going to end up getting the fail page. So he failed to log in because, you know, Bob's account doesn't exist anymore because that was in our development database that I had locally. Because I used the local database to develop. So I need to sign up again. Just make sure everything works. Bob. Okay, now I'm in the login page. Okay, Bob. Cheese. Okay, so I'm able to create a note. Can I edit the note? Cheese 2. The note's been edited. Can I delete the note? I can delete the note. So there we go. I now have an app where you can write notes in your own separate account, protected with your password. Okay, we did it. So in 2 videos, we created a full stack app. Not the prettiest app in the world, but it does a thing in a useful way. And you know, we have our passwords are hashed. We have authentication middleware to make sure that, you know, you can't access a route unless you're logged in. So we have all our basic protections in place, which is nice. So awesome. Okay, have a great day. Enjoy. My name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. I'll probably make this app a little bit prettier, a little bit more functional, so that way it can be deployed, and if people want to use it, they can use it. So I'll see you guys later on. Have a great day and enjoy.